Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs, and today I'm using the Year of Flower stamp set, but I'm using the Everyday Arches dies, the smallest one, instead of the label since I used the label the last time. This is intended for a Mother's Day project. Now, all three of my kids are born in July. Well, two of them are twins, so but it just happened that they were all born in July. So I did my birthday April, my husband's birthday June, and then July for the kids is how I did it. But of course, this would be however you would want to do it. Okay, the box measures 4.5 by 3 by 1.5. And inside I have 6 of the Ferrero Rocher chocolates that my husband went out and got for me, thankfully. I had one, so I knew the measurements, but I wanted to have it full for the video. What we need, some basic white for stamping. We need a piece of Pretty in Pink that is 10.5 by 8.5. And I'm using the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. We need 2 that are 4.25 by 2 3/4. 2 that are 4.25 by 1.25. 2 that are 1.25 by 2 3/4, and then 1 that I put on the bottom that is 4.25 by 3/4. All right, let me get my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 10.5 inch side. Score at 1.5, 4.5, 6, and 9. Turn it to the 8.5 inch side and score at 1/2, 2, 6.5, and 8. All right, now fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, now the long way can go either way. Just make sure you have a 1/2 inch strip at the top and the bottom, and on each side there is a 1.5 inch strip. Okay, and this is what we're going to be doing. All right, we're going to start down over here. Go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, now we're going to take these 4 off and take that score line off too, so we're just above the score line. Oopsie. Okay, so that's one side. Now turn it to the other side, count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and take these 4 off. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Go to the last score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, now what's left of those 1/2 inch rectangles, I want you to just wedge a little bit off each side. And then take a corner rounder and round the corners of this flap here. And that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done. All right, I'm going to put glue on 2 of these tabs to start. And we're going to take the score line on the tab and match it up with this rectangle. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then we'll go to the next set. And we're going to attach it to the same rectangle, just the other end. Okay, and that is your box. Oh, goodness. All right, so now we need our DSP, and we're going to put this on the top and bottom of the flap. These two on the long sides, these two on the short sides, and this is going to go on the bottom, covering the bottom of this piece. Okay? All right. Now we'll do some stamping. And we're going to use, again, the June, the April, and the July. Use whichever flowers go to your birth dates. And just leave them a little bit of space so that we can cut them out with the arch. That one I'll have to do over. All right, so we're going to use this smallest arch and go over each piece. Cut them out. I'll be right back. Okay, and these arch pieces are 1 by 2 1/4. All right, so, and I cut them out pretty much in the middle of the arch. So we're using light and dark, pretty and pink, dark balmy blue, dark daffodil delight, and light old olive. And with light old olive, I'm going to do all of the leaves. All right, and with the dark, well, first, I missed this here too. With the dark daffodil delight, I'm going to do the insides of the blue flowers. Okay, and then I'll do the flowers with dark balmy blue. Okay, and that, I think these are larkspur maybe. All right, so now for the, excuse me, now for the daisy. All we're going to do for this is do the yellow center and leave that as a white daisy. So that's easy. And then for the rose, first I'm going to do it all in light and then add some shadow with the dark, pretty and pink. Okay, and that's all 3. Okay, so now we need our box, and I'm going to take, oh, I forgot to take my little circle. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the pretty and pink bordered ribbon, and I'm going to tie it over the spot where the 2 papers meet. All right, I'm going to tuck that in. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the backs of these. All right, so I'm going to start with April. And I'm just going to get it over as far as I can. And I'm going to leave about, I don't know, about 1/4 inch from the top of the box. All right, and then I'll put July about, oops, I want to make sure this is straight. There we go. Because the dimensionals will hold it down. There we go. Okay, and then July, I'm going to make sure I leave the same amount of space on the side. And then put June right in the middle. That's excellent. All right, and then for the final touch, I'm going to get some of the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. And I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink ones. And I'm going to put a large here and then 2 smalls. One right there and one up there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. All of my info is below. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And have a great week. I will see you next time. Bye.